Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. I hope all of you have had a wonderful Tuesday and looking forward to today. That is the 27th of August, right? And today we're going to start Acts chapter 20. We will look at verses 1 to 6. And the title of the devotion is When the Gospel Strengthens and Sends. So after the uproar we saw over the last 3, 4 days, right, in Ephesus, Paul continued his missions with encouragement and endurance, right? He traveled to Macedonia and Greece, strengthening the believers and preparing them to move towards Jerusalem, right? The passages highlight the importance of encouragement, perseverance in trial, and the value of faithful companion ministry. Um, Verse 1 says, After the uproar had ceased, Paul called the disciples to himself and embraced them and departed to go to Macedonia. So, Paul's first act after a season of turmoil was to strengthen the disciples with encouragement, right? So, after conflicts, God calls all of us to comfort and encourage one another. The gospel restores weary hearts, right? Verse 2 says, Now, when he had gone over the region and encouraged them with many words, he came to Greece. Paul did not just travel to with efficiency, he invested in people's lives with words of encouragement. And the gospel, when it spread, not only through preaching, but through personal encouragement, it really, benefits each one of us. And that's why discipleship is so important. Personal connect is so important, right? And we can see it here. Verse 3 says, And they stayed 3 months. And when the Jews plotted against him as he was about to sail to Syria, he decided to return through Macedonia. Even in the face of threats, Paul adjusted his plan but did not abandon his mission, right? So perseverance means being wise and flexible while staying faithful to God's calling and being focused on Jesus Christ. Verse 4 says, and Sopater of Berea accompanied him to Asia. Also Archytas and Senduus of Thessalonia and Gaius of Debri and Timothy and Titius and Trophius of Asia. So Paul was not alone. He was surrounded by faithful co-laborers from many regions. So he had a full team of people who were with him. The gospel work is multiplied when we work together, right? God builds his mission through community, not through individual. There are times when individuals do, but usually it works best. Like Paul was the leader, but these people were also leaders in their own right. And verse 5 says, These men going ahead waited for us at Taurus. Now the companions worked with Paul by preparing the way for him, right? Ministry thrives when we share responsibility. Partnerships prepare for ground for greater fruitfulness, as we see. All of us know Paul, but these people had equal hand. God used them equally in spreading the gospel and working with Paul. They may not be famous, right? But God knows their name and God knows the work they did. Verse 6 says, But we sailed away to Philippi after the days of unleavened bread, and in 5 days joined them at Taurus, where we stayed 7 days. So Paul's journey was timed around the Jewish festivals, feasts, showing his faithfulness and devotion even during travels. So the gospel's journey is not just about movement, but about worship, faithfulness in all seasons, right? And so, what are some of the life applications? We need to encourage each other, right? Especially after a season of conflict. We need to use words that strengthen faith wherever we go. And we expect opposition, but perseverance and wisdom and faith, are should be there when we are spirit led, right? We need to value gospel friends. A mission is best lived in community, right? We need to share responsibility in ministry, partnership, and must impact. We must also keep word worship central even while journeying and serving. So, what are some of the encouragement? Paul's journey through Macedonia and Greece reminds us the ministry is not just about preaching, new places, but strengthening people, right? Even in hardship, opposition, the gospel moves forward with encouragement, companionship, and leadership. So that is very important for each one of us to understand that, right? God wants us to strengthen people, God wants us to work together with people, and God wants us to keep on going with perseverance, not to look back, but look forward, right? I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. God bless you.